For this video, I'll be doing a review of 6 Oxford Scania fire engines that I have, 4 Scania pump ladders, and 2 ARPs. And the first one I'm going to do is a pair that I have from the Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service in England. So here we go. So the first one I have is a Scania pump ladder, and can't really see the writing unless it's up close. It's got looks like the coat of arms between where it says Merseyside Fire and Rescue. And as well as I see right between the doors, it's got like that coat of arms or the fire symbol for the service. And very similar to the Strathclyde fire engine that I showed the other day. Got the luggage compartments on both sides, as well as the ladders that they have mounted. And got the blue light bar, and then also right above the cab, on the top part there near the lights. I've seen on some YouTube videos of some British Scania fire appliances that when they have the blue lights going on, when they're racing to a call, they have the flashing, looks like headlights, and I think those are those lights are on top are also so that they're also noticed from, in case people don't see the bottom headlights when they're flashing, they have that for that when they're going to a call. The one thing that I did notice is this, it just has the like 2 yellow stripes on the doors, and then also on the luggage compartments. It's got that on both sides. Feel like this one's just kind of a plain regular engine that you would normally see. I still like this model. I definitely would give it a 10 for sure. It's a real interesting collectible model to have, and one if you like those the Oxford version of their Scania pump ladder fire engine. So this is definitely quite the model, and I like it a lot. So it's definitely one that, you know, I don't think they're running it anymore. Not too sure where you would find it, probably unless you found it on eBay, but I'm not too sure where you would find one now. But for sure, I like this model, and it's definitely been an excellent addition that I've had in my collection for a long time. And then to go along with it, I have the ARP version with some of the same features. Merseyside World Firefighters Games. Oh wait, Liverpool, it says. And on this one, they actually have the basket enclosed in the back right there. Very much different from the other 3 Scania ARP appliances I showed for the Scottish fire videos. Think it's different, definitely unique, but it still has the same features with the ladders that you can see on the side right here and even on top. It's got the legs as well to extend out right there. And I have to say, I like the pairs that Oxford has with their fire engines. I like having 2 of the same fire engines from the same fire service, even though they're different. It's definitely an interesting. I've got a few, and they're definitely interesting, and I like those ones because they're particularly interesting in the collection to me. But yeah, I would definitely say these are definitely really awesome models, and I just like them a lot. I like the looks, very different. And another thing I noticed about these two is um, they both have blue light bars on top of them. With the Scottish ones, I noticed that there was at least the ARPs had clear lights on top of them on the light in the light bar, whereas if the fire engines had blue lights. So I thought, I mean, in this case, they both look very similar and have the same similarities. It's just, two different functions. One has, um, the basket at the back and the water gun, and the other one's just like a regular fire engine. It's just in a smaller version, and but with the same, they do the same thing. So that's pretty cool. So I would say having these two as a pair in my collection, it's very excellent. I like both of them, and definitely for sure, if you ever come across any of these anywhere, they're definitely worth the money. So I would definitely say, if you find them, go for it. So that's it for those ones. The next one I have is another Scania aerial rescue pump, and this one is from Mid and West Wales, and also same thing as the Merseyside one. The basket, as you can see, is enclosed in the back right here. Pretty cool. And another thing too is a lot of the Oxford Scania ARPs all have this tape around them, the clear tape to hold them while the models are being shipped, and just to keep it in place. So that's a pretty interesting one. The writing on this side says, I'm not too sure what it means in Welsh, but very close up right there. Canalbarth. I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to try to say it because I'm really bad with what it means. But also, too, up here, got the phone, and then the coat of arms on the door, and something else in Welsh. I think it's the same thing as it said right there. And then, of course, on this side it says Mid and West Wales. So that's actually quite different right there. And the thing I've said before, and I said it in the video about the Strathclyde fire engines, is I always like the checkered pattern colors, the yellow and red. I kind of feel like it makes them stand out more, and gives it, like, I don't know, it just appeals to me more and looks really cool. Again, it's also got the legs as well, and right here on top, it's got a clear light bar, so that's also pretty cool. And again, too, it also has the same features with the ladders. So I think quite an interesting model and quite the look. I'm not sure they're still running this pump ladder anymore, or Scania ARP pump anymore. You'd have to check Oxford's site to see, but I think they probably have sold out of it and are not going to run this model again, but I'm not too sure. So I would definitely check their site, but if you definitely were to see it somewhere on eBay or something, I'm sure it'd be worth the money to get it. This is the only Mid and West Wales fire engine that I have, and I would definitely say it's definitely an excellent model, and I just love having it along with some of the other Scania ARP fire engines I have in my collection. So it's definitely a 10 for this one. The next one I have is a Scania pump ladder from the Essex Fire and Rescue Service. I believe this was Essex County, and then right on the door says South End, and it's got the coat of arms or the fire symbol for their fire service. And another thing I noticed on this one is it's got this blue light that's standing up at the back, which I think is different because um, I don't think the Strathclyde fire engine that Oxford made had that feature. And there's a few that I don't think do, but I only have a few of them. So I think that's kind of an interesting, different one. And in this one, they've only got like what, two ladders on the back. So this one's a little different. There isn't any ladders on the right side. Um, Definitely for sure got all the realistic feature looks to it. The compartments at the back, and of course that checkered pattern color. And then on top, I noticed that this light bar is clear, which is definitely different, and also it's got the same thing right above the cab um, with the two lights near the light bar, which is pretty cool. So I would definitely give this model a 10 as well. It's a pretty interesting model. Um, I think Oxford might have a smaller scale version of this one, like 1/148th or something like that. But I like this one because it's a bit bigger and um, has a lot of realistic features, and plus the 176 Scania fire engines that they make are really cool. So for sure, I definitely like having this one, and for sure, I'd totally give it a 10. So that's quite the interesting one. This one is also similar. It's from the Kent Fire and Rescue Service in England, and the Scania pump ladder right there on the door got the signal, or I don't know, the fire service symbol on it. I'm not too sure what it says in that small writing. Um, Again with the checkered pattern. I think this one looks a little. It's 176, but I think looks a little smaller than the other two that I just showed. The Essex and Merseyside fire engines. Um, I don't know, but same realistic feature. It also has that blue light at the back, and also with the ladders too. It's got three ladders on two on both the left and right, and then that one in the middle, and then of course you have that blue light, which I think that blue light at the very back that's standing up, that's a pretty interesting feature because a few of the Oxford fire engines I have don't even have that, so that's pretty real cool and a bit realistic. And then um, quite the run. This one, I think they sold out and they're not making it anymore, but I'm not too sure. I have to check with Oxford. But it's a pretty cool fire engine for the collection, and I totally love it. If you come across anything like this, for sure, they're definitely worth the money. So, definitely, if you find something like this, it's totally worth the money. I would totally buy it. If I so it's definitely a 10 for that one. Then I got this one from the Cleveland Fire and Rescue Service, and this one's about the same as, it's got some of the same similarities that some of the others do, but it's a little bit different. There's no light bar standing up at the back of it, and you just have the three ladders, which is similar to at least the other two that I'd showed before in the Strathclyde and the Merseyside one that I showed in this video. Got the fire service symbol down there by the door, and it's pretty much just a plain one. It's got the yellow. I've noticed that about some of these. They have just those yellow stripes that go down the side of the doors on both sides, and then this one, it goes down all three sides of the compartments near the back, and it says fire and rescue. Um, I'm not too sure if it says, I mean, this one just says fire and rescue, but I don't think it says, I don't see where it says, oh, yeah, on the door in the small writing, it says Cleveland Fire and Rescue. And I don't know about the numbers right there. It says 009C3. Not too sure what that means. But I would definitely say that for this model too, it's definitely an interesting one. Um, I definitely like it, even though it looks a bit plain to me. Still, it still looks realistic and an awful lot like the real fire engine. So I'd have to say all the Oxford Scania fire engines I showed you here today, they're all worth the money if you come across them. So, they're all really excellent models, and if you happen to see them somewhere, for sure worth the money. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.